What do you say we try to pick this Oxford Dimple lock this evening? I'll tell you a little bit more about the lock, but before we start, let's take a look at the warding on this thing. I'll put it in there and zoom in as close as we can. You can see that our dimples are located between these two little, well, hills. I don't want to call them mountains because they're not. But you'll notice the keyway does constrict us on the left, which is going to make it difficult for us to get our pick, if not impossible, on that side. And these two little wardings on the right side make it difficult to work from the right. So whatever we do, we're probably going to have to go right down the middle on the top with a very small tip in order to manipulate those pins. Okay, as I said, it is an Oxford. It is 6 pins, and let's go ahead and put it in here, and I'll show you a little bit more about the key. There's your key. And the funny thing about this key, if I can get the light just right, if you look on the other side, it says Oxford, England, but I bought this in Tanzania. I mean, I've been to Oxford, England many times, but I doubt this lock came from there. It probably came from China or whatever that says, Park Davisuk, whatever that is. Anyway, it works, and you can see it is locked. Let me center the camera here so we can both get a decent look. You know, before we get started though, I had a lot of questions about dimple picks rakes for dimple locks. I have 2 in my arsenal. One, this Goso, I never use it. It's got a weird shape on the front which looks like it might work if only it would go into keyways, and I've never found a dimple keyway that this will fit into. I think it's part of a car kit, but I keep it around, you know, just in case. I do have another dimple rake that I made. I made this to give you an idea of the scale. Here's another hook intact, and it was from I think it was a decap, and I broke the tip of it off, and so I simply heated it up and I put just a slight bend in it. And it's narrow enough, small enough that it will fit into the keyway, and it'll work sometimes, but very, very rarely, I have to say. And that's because, well, there's just not enough of a pitch there. We have two battles. One is the depth of the groove. If we make it too deep, it won't fit in the keyway. So that's the one problem that we're going to be having. The other problem we're having is that we have these little mountains that we have to try to get the pin down below in order to set it. No rake is going to be narrow enough to get it between those two mountains. So your chances of raking open one of these dimple locks is just not going to be so good. So I only have 2. I rarely use either one of them. So if you're looking to move your pin tumbler raking habit over to dimples, it's probably not going to work out too well for you. All right, here we go. Enough talk. Let's see if we can pick this thing. Let me turn that so maybe you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to try to work from the right side so you can get a view of what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to apply a little tension, slide it in there, and see if I can find a binding pin. And I'm feeling a lot of springy ones. By the way, this is one of those tips that I made to fit into these really small keyways. So if it breaks or gets caught up and breaks off, I really don't care. I can make another one real quick in about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to reset because I think I might have overset. I have no security pins in here, and for me that makes it a little bit of a challenge. I get none of that, you know, the signature feedback that I'm used to on security pins. So it's a lot more feel is involved, at least for me. Some of you guys find this stuff really easy. I'm not among you. Now I've gotten my pick stuck. And this is where knowing the orientation of your flag by having a flat spot really helps. Okay, I have a false set, so maybe I was wrong. There may be one security pin in there. He says as he gets stuck again. Really tight. Makes it a challenge. Okay, got a little deeper false set, so it does indeed have at least 2 security pins. And there we go. Open. Alright, we got an Oxford 6-pin. We got it open. Everybody, thanks for your time. Stay safe and stay legal. And stay away from those rakes. It's not going to work.